Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am the MetalHead PotterHead, and today we're taking a look at some pickups, some items I found in some local thrift stores here in Dublin. Let's take a look. So for anyone in the US or anyone listening that's not from Ireland, we don't necessarily have thrift stores here in Ireland. We have what we call charity shops. They'd be equivalent to the likes of Goodwills in the US. It's the same kind of deal. People leave in the crap that they don't want, and then people buy it because another man's crap. No, one man's crap is another man's treasure, or something like that. Zap. So these are charity shops. They're usually aligned with specific charities, so it'll tell you on the door. So one that's very close to where I work is called Age Action. It helps old folks, that type of thing. And there's other specific ones. The Simon Community Shop helps people with drug abuse problems. There's other charity shops that help the homeless and so on, and people suffering with cancer and research and that kind of stuff. So they're really cool. For video games, I always find some epic stuff in there. So now that I've started my Harry Potter, well, I started a long time ago, but now I'm really getting into the Harry Potter collecting game. I'm finding things popping up in there that I did not expect to find, and I've got a bag full right here. Accio bag. That's hurting my arm. Let me put that back down there. And I'll never do that again. Do you like my Voldy's wand? This is the official Noble Collection wand. That's my Voldemort impression. Okay, so let's take a look at what I picked up in the charity shops here in Dublin over the last few weeks. First thing I got was a first edition paperback Philosopher Stone. Now the problem is pretty much all of these releases are first editions. It's the release version that you're looking for. So this is a first edition, but it's release version number 53. So there was all types of things were fixed there. So it still says Joanne Rowling actually, as opposed to J.K. Rowling on the later editions and every other book. The first proper edition, there's a young wizard here. He was replaced later with the kind of Dumbledore looking guy, but you know, it's in great condition. I've got a couple of these in my collection already, so if this channel does take off, people start tuning in, if there's enough people out there, I'll start doing giveaways, and the doubles and trebles and stuff that I'm accumulating, I'll share the wealth. I'll send it out to you guys. So fingers crossed more people start tuning in to see my collecting adventure. But that's not a bad start to my thrift store haul. The second thing I picked up is Paperback, Chamber of Secrets. Now, I seen this in the store, I was like, nice, I don't have this. This is a first edition. And I took it outside, and then I looked inside, and then I noticed actually it's not a first edition. It's the one with the stars. I'm not sure what the purpose of this was. I can't remember. It's like a celebratory release or something like this. But when I looked inside at the kind of information page, I seen the number line at the bottom, 10 to 1. I was like, oh yeah. But then I read, like, first published in Great Britain in 1998. This edition first published in 2002. Wow. But I don't have this edition, so it's something that I want in my collection anyway, so very happy about that. So I am, excuse me, two cool books now that I don't have in my collection that I'm really excited about. First one is the adult version of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Pretty substantial book, in really good condition as well. This is not a first edition. This is yeah, this is weird. I'm not sure if it's a fourth pressing or third pressing. The number line goes from left to right. 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 8, 6, 4. So that's weird to me. I don't really understand it. If anybody knows what the story is with that, can they please tell me in the comments? Yeah, so this is what they call the adult books. The text is obviously exactly the same as the original versions. And the idea behind these is the cover, the typeset, all this kind of thing looks very adult. So an adult would be quite happy to have this sitting on their bookshelf. They won't be embarrassed when their friends come over to drink their wine with them at night and get drunk and then say, you've got Harry Potter books. They'd be like, oh, you've got Harry Potter books. Whereas if they see this on their shelf, they'd be like, you've got Harry Potter books. So that's the reason why they released the Harry Potter adult editions. But I think they look cool, so I'm going to plan to get a full set.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Second book I found in the shop is another adult edition of the Deathly Hallows. In amazing condition. It's got a bit of yellowing around the edges of the pages, but it's an unread version. There's no creases or anything. It's just perfect, and it's also a definite first edition. But the thing is, with the Deathly Hallows, pretty much everyone you find in charity shops will be a first edition, because the first release of the Philosopher Stone, the hardback, they only released 500 copies of that book, 300 of which went into schools and libraries, and then 200 went out to retail. That's the one that has that, you know, it mentioned the one wand twice, and they've been selling for ridiculous money in auctions. So yeah, there was only 500 of them released because it was the first release, and we don't know if it's going to sell good and people will like it. Clearly it did sell good, so the last book in the series, the first edition, ran, I think, into the millions. I know, it could be totally wrong there, it could be the hundreds of thousands. I think it was the millions. So yeah, you'll always find first editions of the Deathly Hallows. Speaking of first editions of the Deathly Hallows, that's exactly what I found here in another charity shop. Now I've already got 2 or 3 copies of this, and I've given 1 or 2 away to friends, but this is the best copy I've seen. It's unread, it's white and crisp, it has its dust jacket, which none of my previous versions did, and I'll just show you the page inside. It is a first edition, as you can see there. Yeah, so straight into my collection, like right up onto my bookshelf, replacing the one that's there already, because it is just sweet and beautiful and crispy and immaculate. 2 more. Second last is a paperback version of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Not bad conditions, definitely been read. It's a bit grimy on the edges there, but it's pretty cool. Do I have a paperback version of this? I don't think I do, so I do now. And this is an interesting one. Like, I'm pretty sure the this is the 2000 release, definitely. I'm pretty sure the first edition has the words first edition, like a lot of the later books. I might be wrong, but the number line reads 1 to 20. Normally the number line would be backwards, reading 20 to number 1. So I don't know if this is a first edition. If anyone knows the story with that number line, because, you know, I'm not an expert, please let me know. And the last item that I got, now this is something that I'm not necessarily targeting to add to my collection. I mean, I collect a lot of stuff in my Harry Potter collecting adventure. But I seen this and I thought, you know what, I'll definitely pick it up and add it, because it's not something you see very often. It's the CD version of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and it's read by the absolute legend Stephen Fry. It's not something I would probably imagine listening to. It's just not my thing. But it's amazing. It's got 17 CDs, and they are all perfect. Like, it's almost like they were never used. They probably weren't, but they're all there. It's kind of a cool collectible. You can see the covers on the spine there, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I'll pick them up as I see them, but I'm not targeting cassette versions or CD versions. But as they present themselves to me and they say, hey Keith, will you buy me? I'm like, man, I will. And I did. So that's my video number 1 of my thrift store / charity shop collecting adventures. I'm hoping there will be many more of these. If you like the video, leave a like. Please subscribe. Tell all your friends if you're into Harry Potter to subscribe, because I need to get 1,000 subscribers so I can get other options on the channel. I forgot that, or YouTube did that. Okay, bye.